Taurus, welcome to your monthly. My name is Nico and I'm one of the readers here on Heuristique. So this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. There's no real time limit on these. And yeah, let's get started. Let's just see what we can get for all the Tauruses out there. Okay. I'm gonna leave that facing down. Interesting, hyena. So, I wonder if you sort of have someone that's lurking, Taurus. There's another card right here. It flipped down. I haven't flipped it over yet. I almost feel like they want me to focus on this card first. So there's something that's sort of lurking. I do want to say in the shadows, but it feels more present than that. It feels like something, you can feel it around you, you know it's there, you know it's something you have to deal with, you know it's gonna like rear its head, if you will, and pop up. I'm almost getting Jack in the Box with this. Oof, I hate that. It's like you never know when this is gonna pop up or catch you by surprise. It seems like it's always kind of sneaking around. It's just very muddy is what I'm hearing. Muddy, messy, and a little ridiculous, obviously, hyena. And it's interesting that you have the moon, the dark side and the light side of the moon. I'm almost hearing this person is very much so like that, where they vacillate and they flip back and forth between dark and light and dark and light, and you can feel it, you can almost feel when they're gonna flip into their dark side. You can almost feel when that just nastiness is gonna come up. So Black Egg, that was the card that flipped down. Interesting. So this card kind of matches the flowers this week. I feel like this, how do I say this? There's obviously a truth, right? This card talks about the throat chakra, us having to speak our truth, the true, our truest truth. And now that I'm tapping into this, Taurus, I almost wonder if hyena is you. Let me sort of clarify. I feel like there's a side of you that I'm not hearing it's undealt with, but it's sort of, I guess undealt with would be the right word. It's like, there's a dark side to you, there's a dark side to everyone. Everyone has a dark side. But I think the issue with your dark side right now is there's a little bit of, but why is what I'm hearing, You're kind of like, but why do I go there? But why do I act like this? But why does this trigger me? But why? I'm getting why. You're almost looking into yourself this week or month, Taurus. It feels like there's a certain toxic part of yourself that's really being sort of illuminated right now, if you will. I mean, even in this imagery, hey, like the black egg, right? It's being illuminated. This dark side of you is really being put in the spotlight I'm hearing not only for you to see, but for other people to see, which is probably very uncomfortable, which is why you might be vacillating a lot between these two, because you really don't want people to see the dark side of the moon. You really don't want people to see that side of you, For you, it's like, let's just keep this, Venusian, like happy appearance, beauty first, beauty always. But I think now it's sort of causing you, I'm hearing bitter, right? So I wonder if, normally, this is the thing about hyenas. I kind of feel bad for them sometimes because they laugh off a lot of things, right? You can laugh it off, but now I'm sort of hearing, when someone says a joke and it's not really a joke, it's kind of like that. I almost feel like you've been laughing off a lot of things, putting it on the back burner, just sort of pushing it off, making a joke out of it, laughing. And now it's really coming to the forefront and you're like, this isn't a joke anymore. This actually isn't funny to me anymore. However that resonates with you. So I see you almost speaking your truth this month and standing your ground. And I'm hearing like showing people a side of you that's like a little more gnarly, you know? You're like, actually, like, I know I joked about this, but I don't actually find it that funny. I don't actually think, for example, if you're joking about someone not responding to your text, like, at first and be like, haha, that's so funny, but then you're, you know, instantly, or at least now, you're thinking, no, that's not funny, it actually bothers me, or something like that. It just seems like you've been putting, I guess, standing up for yourself is one way of seeing it, but it kind of goes deeper than that. It's almost you weren't taking yourself as seriously as you should have, you know, might have been entertaining toxic people or in a very toxic environment, and now it's just coming out. I hear it's all coming out. You're speaking your truth fearlessly, which I'm all about. Stingray. So I think this is also you, Taurus. You're really coming out in this reading today. I think that you are just in alignment now, you know? You feel like you're in the position of your life where you can finally talk about this kind of stuff, finally bring it up, finally face it head on. But of course, with the Stingray card, there is always that sort of warning of the sting, right? Crocodile Dundee, for example, how he died, that was so sad. On the back of his stingray, how its stinger went right through him, like, oh, and there's some of the most peaceful creatures, right? But what was I saying? Like, some of the most peaceful creatures can be the most, you know, there's that flip side, right? Again, with this imagery, like the dark side of the moon. Some of the nicest people can also be some of the meanest people. I can definitely, you know, I don't have any Taurus in my chart, but I can really resonate with this. Like, some of the nicest people are some of the meanest when pushed, you know, when provoked. When provoked, Taurus will, you know, I don't want to swear, but like, mess a bishop. If Taurus has to, Taurus will throw hands. Like, that's just how it's feeling. It's feeling like you're one comment away from just completely letting it blow. And here's the thing though, Tauruses, you guys are very composed for the most part. I feel like all the Tauruses I know, like, you're not sloppy on the out front appearance. You guys are really good at sort of keeping, like your opposite Scorpio, you guys have the ability to keep sort of a cool, calm demeanor. And I wonder if that's what might throw people off, you know, this all of a sudden, you know, snapback where you're like, no, really putting up boundaries, really speaking your truth. So I'm wondering what sort of caused this, what provoked this Panther. Interesting. Well, that makes sense. This card talks about the annihilation of the unnecessary, right? Jealousy, toxicity, just nastiness, right? You've been dealing with a lot of dark energy. You can just see it from the imagery of the cards. There's so much black and white, and then you have a little bit of purple, and then of course we have the chakras here, right? Which I love, which is why I feel like you're in the right, Taurus, because if the Stingray card didn't come out, I'd be a little hesitant to see if you were in the right, and Black Egg, but Stingray came out, so I do think you're in the right. I think this is just, you know, I'm hearing a lot of bitterness has built up, probably from you biting your tongue, right? When our expression of speech is halted or somehow capped off, it does cause this bitterness to grow inside because we feel as though we're not seen, we're not heard, we're not acknowledged, really, right? When we can't speak our truth, or if our truth is oppressed in some way, it really does turn bitter and like nasty, and almost it starts rotting inside of us, right? And I think with Stingray, you're really, really trying to move through this uncomfortable period, you know? You're trying to sort of figure a way out to speak your truth without having it be so black and white, without having it be so harsh or completely people-pleasing, right? Finding the balance of how to assert yourself. And I think what caused it was really someone crossing the line is what I'm hearing. Panther, this card for me is just such like an instigator, you know, someone who has no problem taking it too far. You know, they have no problem stepping over your boundaries and completely dancing on them is what I'm hearing. this character is very disrespectful, very just childish, but not in a, you know, playful kind of way. It's childish and just like a terribly behaved child, you know? Someone needs to put this person in the corner. Someone needs to give Panther a timeout. And it's interesting because there's green in its eyes, right? It's just this jealousy, this sort of, I'm kind of thinking of Game of Thrones now, right? When Cersei unleashes all those fires, it's like this green, it's so destructive, and it just completely like obliterates anything in its path. And I think this person has come into your life to sort of, you know, poke you, if you will, poke the bear, to be like, get up, Taurus, like, do something, you know, stand your ground, speak your truth, let's go is kind of what I'm hearing. But you don't really see that person that way. You know, this person is bothersome, and I'm on your side. This person is not here for like, they're here for your spiritual growth, but they're here for a short time, not a long time, if you know what I'm saying. And they've just like, it's just what I'm hearing. They've completely annihilated your boundaries and your truth. They've just completely stomped all over it, which is why I think you've just flipped into this mode of do not try me, right? Fox. I think it's interesting because usually I really love the Fox card, but when it comes out with Panther, I just see it as like trickery, right? This person is a trickster. This person is very, I'm hearing like nasty, like they're not a very nice person probably, you know? You can hear it in the way they talk about other people, the way they talk about, I just hear the way they talk, you know? They talk about a lot of things in a negative light, very pessimistic. They're super, you know, self-deprecating. It's not cute. It's not a cute energy. And for some of you, I am hearing, be very careful of this person around your significant other. Because I almost see the Fox as, even though it is tied to their energy, it is also sort of doubling in this reading, if that makes sense. If I could, I would have another Fox card. And there's this weird connection between you and this other Fox. This is so cryptic. It's almost like, be careful of the Panther around the Fox, right? Like, I wouldn't put it past them to take your Fox. I wouldn't put it past them to, like, you know, borrow your stuff and never give it back, or take something that was yours. That's just very much how it's coming across this week. So I want to get one more card for you, Taurus, to see what could help, you know, sort of spider. See, this is the nice thing. The imagery here is imitating your, you know, the spine, right? The spine and the coloring on the web. So your life is very much so in alignment right now, or you're getting into alignment. It may not feel that way right now, but you really are. And I think a part of it is speaking this truth, you know? What's happening right now, as uncomfortable as it is preparing you for a bigger purpose, you know? Try to see the big picture, Taurus, right now. Don't look at the small picture. Try not to get too fixated on the nitty-gritty details, because when you look at the big picture, you know, integrity, look at their actions and their words. Are they lining up? What are they not saying that they're actually saying? That kind of stuff. And you'll see the bigger picture. You'll see what the universe is really trying to give you and show you and put into works, is what I'm hearing, you know? I almost see this slight, you know, conflict or problem area, discomfort that you're moving through. I see it as a lesson that's going to really expand your sort of view of your own life. You know, things are going to start making a lot more sense. You're going to start piecing together a lot of your things that have happened, your personality, you know, maybe why. I'm hearing the why, you know, why you're like this, why you repress your truth, why you don't feel comfortable standing up for yourself, why you would rather, keep quiet versus speak up. It's like this person has come into your life for introspection on you, you know? They want you to introspect and really find your truth, you know? The true. You might want to meditate for a bit. You might want to really, really dive deep and figure out what your true purpose is and what your truth is, you know, your real truth, not the truth projected onto you by society or your family or your friends, but the truth that resides deep within you. What is that? Because the world would love to know. I think I'm gonna leave it there, Taurus. I hope you guys have a phenomenal month. This reading is very strong, and I'm pretty sure you guys got Black Egg last month. You did, didn't you? Oh my gosh, I just clicked in on that. So big month for you guys, Taurus, and happy early birthday if you're an April Taurus. I know these are timeless, but you know, they do get posted in 3D time, so happy birthday, and I hope you guys have a phenomenal month, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!